Imagine a merchant kneeling in the howling desert wind. Above him looms a towering, smoky genie with glowing blue eyes, ready to strike him down. There is no escape, no physical weapon that can fight back against this kind of supernatural force. The merchant is moments away from execution. Out of the sandstorm, a disruption appears. 3 elderly men walk into the clearing. The first of them stops, calmly leading a beautiful brown hind by a rope. This stranger looks at the terrifying spirit and makes an entirely unreasonable proposition. He offers to tell a story. If the genie finds the tale sufficiently captivating, he must pardon exactly 1/3 of the condemned merchant's life. As the old man speaks, the desert reality contracts. A glowing second world appears within the first, pulling us into his memory. The genie accepts the wager. The desert boundaries fade, plunging us directly into the old man's youth. In a universe populated by omnipotent monsters, physical strength is useless. To survive here, you have to entertain. Storytelling is the literal currency of life. The swirling sand is replaced by the golden, tranquil sunlight of an ancient courtyard. Fountains trickle in the center of a wealthy estate. Here, the old man, then a young, prosperous merchant, lives alongside his beloved adopted son. But watching them from the shadows is his wife, nursing a quiet, intensely burning jealousy toward the boy and his biological mother. The moment the merchant leaves the city to travel with a caravan, the wife moves. She retreats to a dark, secluded chamber and opens ancient spellbooks, summoning unnatural forces to exact her revenge. The magic violently shifts the innocent boy's form, transforming him into a calf. She then warps his mother into a cow. When the merchant finally returns from his journey, his wife greets him in false mourning. She tells him his family has perished. For months, he sits in the empty palace, grieving a loss that never actually happened. Eventually, the Feast of Bairam arrives. The wife manipulates the religious traditions of the festival, demanding her husband honor the occasion by sacrificing a cow, specifically the cow that is secretly the boy's mother. The slaughter takes place out of sight. When the steward examines the remains, he finds no meat. The dark magic has reduced the mother to nothing but frail skin and brittle bones. Unsatisfied, the wife immediately demands a second sacrifice. She points to the beautiful calf in the stables. Yielding to his wife's anger, the grieving merchant unwittingly ties the rope and raises his knife over his own son. The cruelty of this moment is entirely psychological. A holy tradition has been weaponized by jealousy, maneuvering a father into becoming the blind executioner of his own bloodline. Before the blade can fall, the estate's humble steward pulls the merchant aside. He brings forward his young daughter, who privately reveals she is deeply educated in the magical arts and sees through the illusion. She offers him a deal. She can save the calf and deal with the one who cast the curse, but on one condition. Upon his restoration, she will take the young man as her husband. The merchant eagerly agrees. The sorceress prepares a bowl of enchanted water, chanting incantations as ancient glowing symbols illuminate the quiet courtyard. She throws the water. The spell bursts outward in a blinding flash of golden light, tearing away the animal form, leaving a handsome young man standing in the center of the room. Father and son finally embrace. The joyful reunion is brief. The sorceress immediately turns her attention to the wicked wife, summoning a second, far more violent magical storm to settle the debt. The green tempest engulfs the wife. When the winds die down, the woman is gone, replaced by a graceful brown hind with striking golden eyes. The son marries the sorceress, leaving the merchant to grow old. Lonely once again, the old man takes the hind by the rope and begins to wander the desert, eventually leading him right into the middle of a sandstorm. The golden sunlight vanishes. The wind howls. We are snapped out of the memory and thrown right back into the suffocating tension of the present-day execution. The monstrous genie stands in silence, smoke swirling around his massive frame as he turns the story over in his mind. He looks down at the terrified merchant, then at the old man, and declares the tale to be truly marvelous. A bolt of blue magical energy strikes the condemned merchant. It burns away exactly 1/3 of the invisible supernatural chains binding him to his death. In a landscape ruled by the whims of the supernatural, physical force and material wealth are powerless. The merchant's only salvation isn't a sword or a bribe. It is the old man's ability to weave a vision so compelling that even an immortal spirit chooses to pause and listen. But 1/3 of a life is not a whole life. From the blowing sand, the second old man steps forward, holding the heavy leashes of 2 silent black dogs. He bows to the genie and asks for the chance to tell his own story. Saving a life in this desert is an endless marathon, where every victory only buys the opportunity to tell an even stranger tale.